What's up?
Beautiful. What's up? Welcome to Break Stuff, everybody. Andy, what is Break Stuff?
Break Stuff is a podcast.
Good. It is pretty good.
So, Break Stuff.
Break
with
Stuff.
Carson and Andy.
It's reminiscent of the lovely Limp Bizkit song.
With the same name.
With the same name, but it's been quite formative with Andy and I's friendship and kind of indicative of what we talk about on here. So
It's a podcast. We talk about stupid stuff, but we
Yeah.
also talk about heavy music.
we also do that as well. But we don't actually break stuff.
Maybe in a future episode, I'll bring like cheap glasses we can throw
Sure.
around. Maybe
we
they-
could
they
you
call
could
the
break
cops
all
on
of
it.
Tiona's like pottery or it's like
Sure,
glasses. I don't
sure,
know.
sure.
Does she have pottery? I don't know.
Oh, make sure to play the intro song while we actually break stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got to play that intro song, which was done by Andy here. My only note is there wasn't enough notes.
Every note counts.
Every note counts. For reference, there was a song Andy made, and not to get too technically nerdy here, but he straight up just added, there's like 16 beats and 4/4, standard
16th
music
notes.
that we all normal people listen to.
Oh,
and
but we're
Andy-
not normal.
We're not normal. And Andy was like, how about we just add one extra 16th note to this bar, which
To make it a 17 over 16
to
time
make it a
signature.
17 over 16 time signature, which we all dance and groove to all the time. You
And
know?
then Carson was like, why? And I told him, every note counts, my man.
Every note counts. Every note counts. But no, I was thinking about it, and especially like, our intro talking about, our friendship and how that started. How did that start, Andy?
We met in school
We did meet in school. It was kind of a weird
during the pandemic.
during the pandemic.
We met virtually.
We met virtually.
Wait, not Tinder, though.
Not Tinder. We did not meet on Tinder. I know that's been a common
Not Grindr,
common-
you sick motherfuckers.
It's been a common misconception that we met on Tinder, but it is inaccurate.
Did we match on Tinder?
Listen, if you came up on my Tinder, I would
Swipe
I would
up.
I would super swipe you, Andy.
So, like, up.
Yeah. Like it gives like a whole like explosion. It's like, oh
And
my
then-
gosh.
And then it'll tell you, it's a super match because I swiped up as well.
Another
No,
thing
Carson
about,
and
our-
I met at a
about my
class.
co-host Andy is he has a stutter. What?
I'm telling them. We met in class.
We did meet in class. The class name is not your normal class. What is it called?
It's called the Intro to Eco-Musicology. I know what you're thinking. It already doesn't make sense.
And it doesn't. By the end of the class, you're still like, what?
Carson, what did you learn at the end of that semester about this class?
Honestly, all I remember is she had us watch a documentary about Leonardo DiCaprio advocating for
Girlfriends
climate
under
change.
25.
Yes, I mean he advocated for those.
Right?
Different documentary though.
I watched a different one.
Yours probably was far more interesting than mine. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Yeah, no, that was my main thing because like I remember, and it was weird too because I mean, there's the same thing with everywhere. Like I don't need to relate about the pandemic; everyone experienced it, but it was definitely interesting, specifically like because I know in LA it definitely became like a barren wasteland, like Boston very similarly too.
Mm-hmm.
But she would have us like part of assignments would just be like
Go outside.
go outside and record nature.
Listen to the
And then,
background
and then she made those
noise.
exact noises as well. No, and like you would have to map out the sounds you heard. I was like, I heard sounds right here at this park.
Oh
it
my
was
God.
birds, and it's just like,
I didn't actually do it.
dude. Honestly, I had nothing else to do, so I was like,
Did you actually do it?
yeah, dude. I was like, dude. I mean,
Fucking
like,
nerd.
you got to think about it. It was the freaking pandemic. I would like literally wake up. I would do online classes. I would practice for 3 hours, and then it would be like 2 p.m. And then it would just be like,
Where'd the time go?
where? Yeah, like one where the time go, and then what am I gonna do with these other hours?
Yeah.
You know. So, like,
you just
any-
thought like any rational person would be like, oh, let me sit my ass down on a bench and listen to birds
Yeah, no,
like a pedophile.
you can make
You
that
were probably
conclusion.
in the Jeffrey Epstein document.
That just got released. Yeah. That would be a strange turn of events.
Don't go to the E section.
Specifically when they get to the E last name.
Don't stop looking.
Don't
at
stop
that.
just glance over those. You know Epstein's in there. You don't need to look at the other E names.
Exactly.
But anyways, I was sitting. We had to
So
listen
you
to
were
bird
sitting on a
sound.
park bench?
You know how this is definitely turned into. This is how we met too. Carson is in the Jeffrey Epstein document that's been released. Oh man, welcome to Break Stuff.
Yeah.
So we would have some pretty absurd assignments, which like the root of it, like I get it. Like I get that we want to take care of nature and such, but me writing a song about nature ain't saving it.
But
But
we have a single out. It's called
because of
Charge.
that, I forgot.
Dude,
Check it out on all streaming.
it's on all
Charge
streaming platforms.
It's called
The song is
Charge.
called Charge.
by Emergent.
The band name is called Emergent. That song came from this stupid class.
Yeah, because she was like, make an anthem to rise to get everyone amped about like
saving nature.
saving nature. And so at that point, Andy and I had consistently like been doing class projects together, and so he was like, I could play guitar, and I was like,
And he was like, I could do drums.
I could do drums.
So you
and-
want to touch peepees?
Nope, that didn't. That part didn't happen.
We definitely met on Grindr.
That part didn't happen. So we wrote a song. And it was pretty good. It was a pretty good song. It's pretty
Dude.
sick, pretty heavy.
I didn't take it seriously. I really didn't.
No, we literally sat there and we were like, what would be funny to do at this part? And you were like,
I'm like, let me make a Miss Sugar ripoff.
yeah, dude.
And you were like, who are we going to get to sing? So I asked my roommates. They were like, oh, I know a guy. Talked to him, sent him the tracks. A week later, sent it back to me. God damn, he did it very well.
Yeah, he did. He did it perfectly.
And so we were like, we got to turn this into a real thing. It turned out really good.
Yeah, it's a good mix. It sounds really good.
It was a great song.
Still is a good song.
It still is a good song.
But we definitely, so like, as most students in college or even like high school too during that period, like, you know, every single semester start, it would be like, all right, introduce yourself, and then you would get on the presentation like screen on Zoom, and you
Mhm.
would be like, hi, I'm Carson, and I do this, you know.
And I'm a child molester.
Already my name has just been given a thumbs up this whole podcast, Andy. It's been quite phenomenal. I mean, I'm getting a shiny
we haven't
resume.
even gotten to your alter ego
My alter ego. Yeah, no,
from
we're
high
not.
school, right?
No, what do you mean the alter ego?
Remember when you were hanging out with the cool kids?
No,
That's for
So-
another episode.
another episode. That will never air. No, yeah. Now you really made people think there's something going on. There's not. There's not. No, so you would have your introduction and you'd be like, hi, I'm Carson, I do this, and I'm excited about ecomusicology, you know. And so at that time during the pandemic, like I had a challenge to myself to learn, because I wanted to see if I could be able to do like a full live set, like nonstop.
Mm.
So I learned Vane's Error Zone, like cover to cover, so like note for note did it. So it was a cool thing. Like I still look back on it fondly. So for like that whole year, like whenever people were like, show me the stuff you do, I would just kind of parade that around, because I was like, dude, I played nonstop for like 35 minutes on this crazy hardcore stuff. So I showed that video, and like you were next after me,
Yeah.
because our names are literally right next to you.
No, I was before you.
That's right. Yeah, you were before me.
ESEZ.
Yeah, ESEZ.
Which, side note, when we graduated, it was me and then him.
It was pretty.
after.
It was pretty crazy. It was like a full circle moment. Like we were in line together. We're like, dude.
And like it's like when we met.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And so I showed that video. Whatever Andy showed, it was probably really dumb. I probably didn't even
It was
comment on
stupid.
it. Was it?
It was stupid.
What was it?
It was my metal arrangement of Two Become One.
Oh,
by
dude!
Spice Girls.
Heck yeah!
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude! No, those are sick. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be embarrassed with those, dude.
Yeah.
And I remember Andy commented on mine. He's like, "Dude, this is heavy." Like,
Nice blast beat.
nice
dude.
blast. Yeah, I think that's what
Yeah,
you said. You
yeah.
were like, "Nice blast beat, dude." And still to this day, I don't know if I have the note. But I literally wrote down. I was like, "Oh, Andy Estrella, like, look him up." Like,
I want to wear his skin.
yeah, I definitely wanted to hunt him down. Is what I'm saying. But yeah, no. So I was like, "Oh, sick." So we found like a diner, which ended up being our staple diner.
Yeah, like 2 minutes from my place on
From your
foot.
place. Yeah, you just show up in your pajamas.
I didn't even know it was a thing until you suggested it.
Yeah, because I was just looking at places nearby you, and I was like, "This is pretty good." And you're like,
And I'm like, yeah, I agree. So I just kept on coming back,
"Yeah, exactly,
even without you, because I never knew that existed.
exactly." No, it's a great spot. Mike City Diner, Boston. Shout out.
I love those guys.
Yeah, so good. But that's where we met, because we
Physically,
like,
the first time.
we chatted on Zoom a bit, but then like after we were like, "Yo, let's meet in person." And then you're just started talking about like your influences, and I was just like, wait, there's someone else at Berkeley with these same interests. Because when I got there, it was just like, I was like,
Pop.
I was like, I like metal, and everyone's like, go die in a hole. You know, like, it's just,
I think I went through the same thing.
yeah. And so like, especially after my freshman year, like I really started considering other things. And like, yeah, I do a lot of pop stuff now to this day, but I still do metal stuff too. But it was definitely like a point where I was like, maybe I shouldn't do metal. Like I should, because at that time, like, it was cool. Like when shout out Vern made like Metal Club and stuff like that. Because then
And we all got together.
I wish like that was there when I started, but it's good
same
that
here.
it's there now. But yeah, because at that point I was like, oh shoot, maybe I'm useless at the school if I'm listening to Porcupine Tree, you know, like.
And everybody's into like Ariana Grande or something.
Yeah, just they're trying to be the next indie pop band, which nothing against it. It's just like not
Dude,
necessarily.
half of the metal club is just trying to be the next Dream Theater
Yeah, dude.
or Meshuggah.
Dude, whenever they do show and tell, it was just like notes all the time.
Oh.
You know?
I remember this one time at metal club.
Yeah.
So
Dude, this one time in metal.
this one time in band camp. Oh, this one time in metal club, this dude was sat behind me, and one of our friends, Keenan. Shout out to Keenan. What's up, dude?
Keenan's very
He
talented.
was demonstrating a solo of his, so there were notes projected onto the screen, right?
Yeah.
So this guy taps me on the back, and he asks me, "Are those notes?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know that it was. I was really excited. I hadn't been able to come to Metal Club like that whole semester. So like the one I come to, they're just doing like a guitar workshop. So like I wasn't angry, but like when you're just like kind of angry, you're like, why did I show up? I don't care. He's doing some crazy 7/8 lick. I don't know. Like I don't care. And so at that point, I was like, I'm just gonna mess with Andy. So I was like, are those musical notes? You know, like. And also the song was called Ligma. Like,
oh yeah, and Carson he texted. Did you text me or did you ask me? Like,
I just asked you. I was like, I will give you $1 if you ask what Ligma is.
and then within 5 seconds I asked,
Yeah, you didn't hesitate, dude.
and then within 5 seconds I got $1 on Venmo,
You did. I had actually.
and I
Venmoed you.
was laughing because I'm like, oh, he actually did it.
Yeah, no. One thing my dad always instilled in me. He was like, dude, if you take a bet, you take a bet.
You better honor it.
You bet on it. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I said $1. But dude, speaking of money, here's a message from one of our sponsors. Quick ad break, everybody. We're sponsored by About San Jimmy John's, my journey into the secrets of Tuscan cuisine. I read this book when I wake up, when I go to sleep. Really, page 46 saved my marriage. It's really quite, it's quite a book. But there is food, and food. Get your copy today, and thank you so much for sponsoring us. Wow, that was a great sponsor video, Andy.
It was the best I've seen in a while.
It was really inspiring. Let me just tell you. Very
Anyway,
inspiring.
Want to show me a meme, dude?
Yeah, I want to show you a meme. This has been one of my favorites, and I think Just brings up some good combo.
Oh, hey, it's Dave from before. If you need guitar, bass, drums, or any music shit, come on down to Guitar Center. I was just in there ripping solos so hard. The guy working there was like, "Mister, I'm gonna need you to turn down and to calm down." And I was like, "Fine, I'll take my shit over to the drum section. Hop on some drums over there, start boo. It's like a fucking one-man Rush concert broke out. Dude from the guitar section comes over and says, "What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you?" And I'm like, "What did I fucking tell you? I'm just trying to help you do your job by showing people what these instruments can do. If you'd leave me alone, maybe I could show you what I could do." Guitar Center, I'll fucking take that shit to Sam Ash.
It kills me when he goes, I go to the drum section, it's like a one-man Rush drum solo.
He was like,
Dude, oh my gosh.
He's taking to Sam Ash to the Guitar Center in Hollywood. And right in front of it is a Sam Ash. Is that the one?
Dude, it might. He's wearing too many clothes though for LA for that to make
Also,
sense.
the entrance doesn't look like the Hollywood
No, it
one.
doesn't.
It's probably
somewhere
not.
else. It's probably not. But it's so fun because I think it is. It's like I like his viewpoint because there's some guys that are like ego driven. They're like, I've been practicing the solo. Like I'm gonna come in there and like play it real well, and then he's just like, hey, I'm gonna show you what these instruments can do. You know? He's like trying to be some like good Samaritan, and he's just like, "Hey man, I got you right now." Like
Dude, that's everybody in Guitar Center on the weekend. It's everybody.
Well, I have friends that like go there and they check out the guitars and stuff like that.
I kind of do. Dude, I took you once.
You did take me, and you were like, "I want to buy all the guitars."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But on the weekend, have you been on the weekend? I'm sure you have.
Yes, I have.
That's where all the, I don't know, the bad players come out of the woodwork.
Yeah,
They like start crawling out.
Yeah, they're like, dude, I am acing Back in Black. Like, let me show you.
And they're not even in
It's like,
tune.
You know, like
Everybody's playing the same, like Enter Sandman in like 12 different keys.
Yeah.
And oh my God.
I mean, my favorite, because I mean, you have a different experience in the guitar section, but like the drum section is interesting because you'll get a bunch of non-drummers come in, and then they're just like, "Oh, fun, hit stuff, break stuff," and it's just like, and then they just like start wailing on the, and like luckily it's the electronic drums. Like I remember when I was growing up, you could play on the acoustic kit, and the whole time you're just like,
so they were like,
please. Yeah.
And they're like, see how good that was? Any motherfucker can do this.
Have I told you my like 12-year-old Guitar Center story?
No.
And this is not like an ego-driven story, but I thought it was interesting because I feel like I shattered a person's dreams. No, like seriously. So like there's two like electronic, like the shout out Guitar Center Bakersfield. I've been shouting out a lot of things in this episode. There's like two electronic drum sets by each other, and I thought like when I was like 12, I was starting to get in like the heavier stuff, and I thought I was hot stuff because I could play Vicarious by Tool.
Oh, were you doing double kick stuff already?
Like sort of kind of like I could do hip flex or double kick pretty well, but like once we're getting into like faster tempos, like stuff that we do with Last Demon, there was no way I could pull that off
At that time.
Yeah. But like my big pride and joy at that time was being able to do like the breakdown section of One by Metallica, clean. Yeah. But also too, because like I mean I still love Tool right now, but like back then it was like that was my life. Like it definitely like was my musical identity. I was like I freaking love Tool. Like this is my thing. So I go and I forget the reason why I was at the Guitar Center, but I was just there. And, I was feeling a little cocky. So there's a guy, like, playing next to me. And, like, I don't think it was an ego thing. I think I just disassociated the fact that he was also playing. Like, I was just like, I want to play.
Mm-hmm.
But I start playing, like, Vicarious. And, like, I think, like, I would say, like, a minute into it, like, I break this guy's spirit because I notice he stops playing.
You just go home?
Like he literally, like I think he watched me for a little bit, and then like I have a moment to like kind of stop, and he just kind of looks at me like, "Hey, keep it up, dude." And then just left. Just left it. And I was like, at that time, like, I was like, oh, heck yeah. Like, this feels great. This is awesome. You know, like, I get this validation. But now I look back, I'm like, dude, that guy probably quit. You know,
On the spot.
Yeah, he's like, oh, no, dude. But, like, what's funny is, like, my rendition of Vicarious at that time was probably awful. Like, it probably was not that good, you know?
Hey, it was enough to
It was enough to
break
like,
somebody's spirit.
break someone's spirit for sure.
Break stuff.
Break stuff.
In break stuff, we don't only break physical things.
In break stuff, we only break physical things. But
We also
yeah.
do spiritual things.
Spiritual things.
We will also break you spiritually. Well, he will.
Yeah, that's my goal is with this podcast is to break you spiritually. So on that high note, I think we're going to call this episode a day, but thank you for tuning in. Andy, thank you for coming to my house.
Thank you. Pleasure as always, Carson.
Of course. Take it easy, everybody. We'll see you next week.
See you in the next episode.